This is Fireman Ed, and you're listening to Jets Commute, Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 a.m. Jet fans, let's rock MetLife Stadium this year. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Go Jets! This is Fireman Ed, and you're listening to Jets Commute, Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 a.m. Jet fans, let's rock MetLife Stadium this year. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Go Jets!
Morning, guys. You can hear me? Let me know. You want to come up, talk? I'm not giving no speech.
How much in a box? 20.
Guys, I'm at a store. If you want to come up, let me know. Dom, if you want to come up, I got a couple of things for you. But I don't want to talk and nobody talks because I don't do that. Good morning.
What's good, Petey? How are you this morning?
It's off to a slow start, but good.
Yeah, probably most people are, man. I hope people are just kind of mentally headed for the holiday and just trying to get through that work day, you know?
Yeah, everybody's checked out, bro, up here.
Yeah, man. Gonna have some good football games coming up now.
Yeah, the Thanksgiving game, though. I mean, Giants, Cowboys. What's the
Yeah,
first
that
one?
one ought to.
Detroit what?
Let me see. Hold on. I think it's Detroit and was it Green Bay? No, wait a minute. No, Detroit,
Green Bay
Chicago.
plays Miami at night.
Oh
I think
yeah, that'll
it's
probably be the best game, probably.
yeah. No, I think is it Minnesota? How don't I know this?
Like you said, man, everybody's checked out today.
Uh,
I went and got my payroll in so my guys can get their checks before the holiday. I'm looking good so far this morning.
nice, man.
Yeah, I like to try to give it to them before the holiday. You know what I mean? I ain't holding their payroll till Friday. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Let's see. Thanksgiving schedule.
No, it's Lions Bears.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'm
that's the
surprised.
first game, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be.
Think they're playing Chicago.
Yeah, they are. And lately,
Now, how
what
many have they lost?
the Lions usually don't. Do they do well on Thanksgiving? Let me look this up. I don't usually think they Lions all time Thanksgiving. By the way, Jeff fans, I don't think everything has to be torn to shreds. If Rodgers comes back, I wouldn't be mad at all. That's just me, though. And there probably is a scenario where he does come back. But that's for people to discuss.
So they're 37 and 45 and
Yep.
2 on Thanksgiving. The Bears actually have a winning record of 25 and 15 and 2 on Thanksgiving.
I bet you Dallas has a winning record, too.
Let's see what theirs says. I mean, they've had the most games probably on Thanksgiving, right? Or at least one of them.
Green
What
Bay
was
has
that?
a good record.
What was that? Dallas.
Green Bay has a good record.
Yeah, how you doing, Hector?
I'm good, Petey. How are you?
All right. You coming north, going south for the holidays? What's up?
Yeah, my sister-in-law lives right down the street, so it's a nice, easy walk over there. But I'm dreading freezing Sunday at the game. But I'm
Yeah,
going.
that's gonna be yeah, that's ski mask weather.
I hear that.
I wonder
The
how
Cowboys are
empty
33
it'll
and
be.
22.
Yeah, I knew they would have a winning record. But it's I wasn't gonna it's my thing is with the Hector, what do you think? You think they should just, get rid of the veterans like Lazard, Adams? Uh,
Not Adams.
I think they should keep Adams for the next year.
I agree. It's just so confusing because you listen, you watch, and there's so many stories out there of what they're gonna do. Aaron, he went on McAfee and he said what he thought, but now I just listen to Boomer, and Boomer saying he's gone. Who knows? I mean, it all depends on Aaron Rodgers. And, I would love to see him play good the last couple of games and then keep him another year if that's possible. I don't know. We're at a loss with this team. I don't know what the hell they're going to do.
And
How
mostly
much does
everybody's.
Devontae cost you?
I think next year it'll be like a $37 million hit, cap hit, but they could. I think they can save a lot of money, so it might make sense to get rid of him. But I just don't want to see like Garrett Wilson and then like Mal. I'm not ready for these young guys, man. But what am I going to do?
I think one of the keys is too to look, Pete. One of the keys is Garrett Wilson's going to have success, right? But he's going to need some help around him. Like
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to see Brownlee and Malachi Corley. Like, I don't. I mean, I'd love to see Malachi Corley develop into a really good slot, you know, or second receiver, but you can't see him develop if he doesn't play. So I'm contradicting myself.
I do that every day, Petey. Like, I still think it's the coaching. The coaching is
So do I.
so horrific. And I put a little bit on Rodgers because the offense looks like antiquated. There's nobody in motion. He is throwing the ball short sometimes. Who knows if he is injured? But it's crazy. You know, the team. This was a team that everybody had as a good team. Now all of a sudden, There's no talent on that team. I can't buy that. The offensive line's intact, the running backs, you got the wide receivers, and the defense is one of the top receivers. It all has to go back to the coaching, which is horrific. From the offensive line coach to the receivers coach, all of them.
Yep.
All of them. Terrible.
It's been brutal, man.
Yeah, because what kind of identity would you say after watching this season? What kind of identity would you say your offense has? You know what I mean? Like that to me
None.
seems
None.
exactly like it hadn't created like because you guys were super high on feeling like you were going to be effective running the football, right? Like
100%.
you got two really good running backs in my opinion. I think they're pretty good guys. I mean, they look like good football players, but there's no offensive identity, right? Like like my Ravens, right? We still are super run heavy, but like we are passing the
Yeah,
football
but
finally.
office
You know what I mean?
The Ravens are Lamar Jackson. The Ravens, if
Well, no doubt.
Lamar is the key to that. If he's running around like he does, he's incredible. I didn't
Yeah.
realize
Oh, he's
Lamar
awesome,
Jackson
man.
has only 3 interceptions.
Yes, sir. He's top of the class in basically everything, and I think even two of those interceptions went off our offensive players'
Well, yeah,
hands.
that one Pittsburgh one, I remember. Pittsburgh's had
Yeah,
2 interceptions this year that they had no business getting. And the one with Garrett Wilson where the guy stuck his, was it the same guy? I wonder if
it
it was the
was.
same guy.
Like,
Like when you see Buffalo, right? Like yeah, they're heavy. They're Josh Allen heavy, but they have an identity, right? Like they've created an identity that's winning on football games, and like the other man just said, Hector. I'm sorry if I said it wrong.
no, that's fine. You're good.
It it does boil down to the coaching. Luckily, they're kind of moving on from it, but to not be able to get that offense into a successful type of scheme or even just identity, that's pretty tough to deal with.
I
I
mean, I'm
mean,
sure he's did it, but I don't know. Has Brees Hall had 20 plus carries? Maybe one game. That's it.
and there was a few games where they looked like they were going to go to him, like it was going to be his game, and then they just went elsewhere.
It's just a mess.
Like, Phil Savage is in there now. What is he wasting a practice squad spot
Well,
with
but
Bam?
yeah, but you still have to, you still got to do stuff, Hector, to be fair.
I Yeah, but you can't grab a different out of different position. We still have Izzy down there.
I
We
wouldn't
have
mind seeing Bam Knight on kickoffs. I mean, they got Gibson's done nothing,
true,
you know. Gibson's done not. Ruckert's been awful.
true,
I looked at his stats. I think he has 8 catches or something.
and they're little dinky dunks.
Yeah, 57 yards. He's averaging 7.7 yards a catch. It's a
But then
joke.
again, how many deep passes has Aaron thrown this year?
Not a lot.
Everything's been short,
But then that should benefit Ruckert.
right?
No?
Yeah. What a mess.
Yeah, the whole guys, if you want to come up, I know it's a holiday week, you know, wish you and yours and your family a happy, Thanksgiving and no Jets commute tomorrow. And hope you all enjoy.
He's
Tom, what's
attempted
good?
380 passes when throwing for 30 yards this season. That's not right. Sorry, that was the wrong
Oh, Rogers?
stat. Yes, sir. That was the
Nah,
wrong
yeah,
stat, though. That wasn't the one I was looking for. Sorry about that.
it's all right.
Let me see.
Tom, go ahead, man. You came up. What's up? We're just talking.
Not much, guys. Just wanted to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving Eve and a happy Thanksgiving, and enjoy our families, enjoy our games, and enjoy our time together. And I really like this space. I like listening to you guys.
Appreciate it.
Even though you guys are Jets fans, I still like you.
That's all right.
All right, guys. Have a good Thanksgiving. I'll talk
Okay.
to you later.
All right,
Likewise.
Tom. Be well. Thanks, man. Same to you. The whatchamacallit, the whole and if we're playing the young guys, listen, just to me, play Braylon Allen more. Why not give him the ball more? Something, man. It's the Hector. It's beyond a mess.
Yeah.
But the see, I think too, Hector, that the they could fix shit with the coaching. I really believe the coaching was the major issue here.
I agree. Let's just hope they get somebody that's, I think you got to go a veteran coach. I don't know.
See, I think they're going to need a mix, right? I'd like to see the Jets get a little bit of a mixture of a little bit of like seasoned experience with some new, like they got to be able to find that complementary guy, i.e., assistant coach, coordinator, that really can kind of help the older coach, kind of come into the new but stick to the old. You know what I mean? Like, I think Matt Nagy's still going to emerge when the smoke clears to some degree as a preferential candidate for that job, fellas
Yeah.
and ladies, if it applies.
Well, I just saw Medic made a comment, and I get what you're saying, Medic. How many attempts? I don't care. Ruckert hasn't been good. He's not good. I mean, I don't know what people see in Ruckert. I don't. A lot of Jeff fans in the offseason this year were saying he's going to be the number one tight end next year. There is no way you can go into next year with Jeremy Ruckert as the number one tight end. There's no way. I don't care who it is. It can't be him.
That'd be a tough move there, Pete. That'd be a tough move,
Yeah,
especially if he's not controlling the offense
yeah,
from the line as a tight end.
right.
Like that'd be a bad move.
And Medic, that wasn't shade. I get what you're saying, but look at what happened the other game. Rucker dropped that ball. He had a clear lane, and he started running, and he fumbled it against the Colts. Go ahead, Medic. You're good. You don't have to raise hands, guys. Medic.
I'm here. Sorry.
It's all right.
No, this if with the whole drop thing, I'll address that first. I mean, these guys are trying to make plays. Nothing's happened, and so he took his eyes off the ball. I mean, people do that, but I mean, there's been times where he's caught the ball in space and he's made plays and he's pushed the ball downfield a little bit, and he's dragged some tacklers with him, like the other guy has done. So nobody's really stood out offensively as far as receivers. We've had some good plays here and there, but nothing's consistent.
Mm-hmm.
So until we have consistent offensive play, the receiver, we don't know. Like we always say, we don't know what we have until we have a quarterback. Aaron Rodgers started off, he looked pretty good the first few games and kind of has been teetering off a little bit. I think the injury definitely has affected his long ball. He's throwing off his front foot versus his back foot. And I believe that was the leg he hurt or injured during the season. I know he had a hamstring injury. So it's really hard to say. And like I said, there's no, like, the offense is so bland. Like, you don't see anything resembling any type of players who are trying to, like, take advantage of the person that lined up against. So you have a pretty vanilla offense. The line, for some reason, we can't get a push. So our running backs are at times suffering because of that. So I don't know if it's this mental toughness they're missing or if it's coaching, a combination of both. Our defense is completely falling apart. We have nobody in the middle that can stop a run, apparently, other than Quinnen. And that's, he can't do everything. We signed one guy. We could have kept the two we had last year, which would have been good in the middle. That kind of blows my mind. And it's just, I don't know. This whole thing is just fell apart. And I like Rodgers, but I'm kind of over it now, and I'm ready to move on. I mean, we got that young guy in Travis. Maybe he's something. Maybe he's, we'll see what he does in training camp. Well, I'm sure we'll draft a quarterback at some point, depending. I don't know if it'll be the first pick of the draft, but we have to keep drafting quarterbacks. And I think we've run with Tyrod next year as our bridge. I mean, he's healthy. He hasn't played pretty much all year. And I think I'm hoping he'll still be there next year. I think they got him for a couple of years, I believe. So, and then just run this thing around, and hopefully whoever comes in can fix the holes, and then bring some mental toughness to this team, because they are just not mentally tough anymore.
Yeah, I get it. Good points. I just, to me, Ruckert is not. When Kenny Yeboah, who's barely played, Kenny Yeboah is doing better than him. And I get it. Ruckert's asked to do different stuff in the run game, but come on. I think a lot of Jet fans, including myself, we sell our players to be like these great players. And I'm sure Ruckert may be fine in another system somewhere, but not here. Chris.
I'm not giving up on him, because just not giving up on him yet.
No, I get it.
But see, Petey, that's the key that you just said too, my brother, right? See, that's where I think there's also a hiccup on the offense, because these dudes are trying to play Aaron Rodgers' system. They're not playing the Jets system. The Jets,
but there is no
kind of
system.
just circle.
There is no system.
That's what I was kind of getting to.
So
yeah, exactly.
Chris, good
I was
morning.
just trying to get there politely.
Yeah, it's all good. Chris, what's up?
Morning, Petey. How you doing?
Good. Our Rangers are struggling a little, but I'd rather it happen now.
I agree. I do think one of the pieces of the core, though, is going to get moved, whether it's Truba or the Z-Man. And I don't want them to trade the Z-Man either, but I wouldn't be shocked if they do it at this point. I think something's going to happen.
Yeah, we can't trade Kreider, though, bro. No way.
No, that would be like a Hail Mary, like end of the world kind of scenario.
Yeah, Chris, that's Chris Kreider will be up in the rafters one day.
Oh, for sure.
Yep.
But I was just gonna say real quick, Petey. First and foremost, happy Thanksgiving in advance too, just in case I don't get to talk to you later on.
Back at you.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to everybody else here as well. But I was gonna say really quickly, I would rather see Ruckert at Foot Locker next year than on this team. To be quite honest with you, he's absolutely awful. I'm sick of him. Like, I thought he could be a capable number 2 tight end too, but he just makes too many mistakes. He's not a good blocker. Like, if you watch the games, like, he misses so many blocks. Like, he might have been better in a fullback role, but as an inline tight end, he's terrible. He has so many drops. Like you said, Kenny Yeboah looks like Tony Gonzalez compared to Jeremy Ruckert at this point, and that's a problem. I don't think it's a scheme thing. I just don't think Ruckert's very good, and I think the next regime is going to release him as soon as they get to camp.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Chris, whatever, man. It's just, I don't know if they should release him, because they have so many. We need 2 safeties, linebackers. Like, that's why I'm saying all these people that we want to release. And I know Dom yesterday brought up Zaire Barnes. But, I mean, I don't know, man. This is just a whole mess, bro.
I'm done with Mosley. He's too slow.
The next regime will have to make some tough decisions.
Yeah, and I get it. You're going to have to eat all this dead money, but is it going to be record dead money? Chris, where are you, in the gym? Is that you, Medic?
No, I'm in the car.
Oh, all right.
That's him. That's not me. But that's all I had to say, Petey. Have a happy Thanksgiving, man. Have a good one.
Chris, you too, man. Thank you. June, what's up? Good morning.
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
All right, good. Just taking it easy.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
After yesterday's Spaces, I had a dream that June was in the Olympics, and he came up with gold, and they gave him a trophy with Mike Tyson's body on it for first place.
What up, June?
What's going on, Orvis? How you doing, man?
I'm actually doing real good. I just ran into a guy that's been ducking me for $300 for about a year and a half, and he just paid me. That's a come up.
Oh, that's a good day right there. That's
I'll
a
take
good
that.
day.
Having
That's a
faith in
good day.
people works out.
Mm. Wait. Did you catch him or did he?
I went into Royal Farm to get money out of the ATM, and I seen him. He's had a rough track for a little while, and he was
Okay.
like, "Yo, I got you," and I'm like, "All right." And he's like, "I got two of the 300 out of you." I said, "We're even, my man. I'll take the 200 and run, dog. You made good. That works for me."
Nice. You had a good Thanksgiving already.
Hell yeah, I'm about to go to the flower shop.
Meek, what's going on, brother?
What's good, June? Petey, you there?
I am.
Bro, we're non-Jets related, but we're in trouble, man. That could be the best rotation ever in
The
LA.
Dodgers.
Oh my
You
God,
just gotta
it's
get. You
unbelievable.
just gotta get lucky and freaking.
Their number 7 pitcher throws 100,
I know.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
and he pitched like an ace before he got hurt. Dustin May.
yeah.
He's their number 7, Petey.
Nah.
Dude, I hope
Well,
that helps us keep Corbin Burns.
look, I just explained to Peter yesterday. Now that happened, it's over for the Mets. Yeah, I mean, you gotta look at it. The Braves was injured. Everybody was hurt on the Braves, and that's part of the reason why they made it. This past season. Now that the Dodgers add Snell,
Okay.
it's over.
June. The Mets didn't. I don't want to hear it about the Mets. They climbed their way back in. They were dead in the water. That's not on the
Listen,
Braves being hurt. The Braves still made the playoffs.
yeah, but I mean, look, they still made the play with all with all them injuries. They still made the playoff.
I mean,
I'll tell
yeah.
you what, as a Yankee fan and watching the Mets, and they weren't even supposed to even get as far as they did. I mean, you guys should be proud about something.
Well,
That was pretty impressive
yeah,
run.
yeah. And let me tell you, man,
It was
if
nice.
the Yankees do not sign Soto and he goes to the Mets, there will be epic meltdowns. But if the Mets don't get Soto, I think Met fans are going to be really bummed out. And
Petey, you guys need more than Soto
I
to beat the
agree.
Dodgers.
Oh my God, me, thank you,
I,
You
bro.
need you need four
I've been
starting
telling him that.
pitchers to beat the Dodgers.
I just told him this shit
but
yesterday.
Meek, what is the playoffs about all the time? It's about getting hot at the right time, no?
But
It's about pitching.
it's about
And look at
pitching,
what
yeah.
happened.
It's about
The
pitching.
Mets actually beat the Dodgers. I'm shocked that they even, played them that well. I mean, they
But
got
they had
blown
no
out.
starting pitching last
Well,
year,
right.
Petey, and
Don't forget, Senga got hurt too for the Mets.
no, I'm
So
talking about the
no,
Dodgers.
I know
The
that.
Dodgers had
Yeah, and then they were doing bullpens in the fucking playoffs. It was wild, bro.
now they're gonna have the best rotation ever.
Yep. Hey, on
And believe it
paper,
or not,
and
most
it,
guys. Sorry,
and
go ahead.
it's all right. Real quick,
Hi.
and Meek, and guess what? The Jets had the best roster on paper too, right?
No, I
I'm
told you
Oh.
that wasn't true.
I'm kidding, bro. I'm kidding. Everything on
I
paper
know.
isn't as good as it seems.
I know, Petey.
Like the Dodgers are the new Yankees, man.
Well, it's honestly it's different because
Yeah,
they're doing this deferred money thing. I mean,
yeah, man. That shit is
it's
crazy.
they paid him 52 signing bonus and deferred 62 of it, so that means they're really only paying him 70 million over the next 5 years.
Yeah, it's smart baseball. And and even if you put all that money in interest, man, they'll make some of it back. The Dodgers, they're smart.
You know the team that probably is in the Soto hunt is the Dodgers.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I don't
It,
know.
it,
How,
it,
how do
it's,
you how
it's,
do you count the Dodgers out from anything right now?
No, you
it's,
don't.
You see
You
what
don't.
they're
I
doing,
don't
man.
know how. Why were the
it's
Mets not in on Snell though?
because they're so focused on
But
Soto, they
they
can't think about nothing else.
I don't know. I don't like. I wasn't a big fan of Snell. I'm not a
they
big
said the
fan of him.
Yankees were on
Are
Zoom
you
with
crazy?
the,
Are you
the
I'm
serious?
Yankees
not.
had a Zoom call with him yesterday.
Steve Cohn owed Office 300. He had bigger problems to deal with, man.
I remember going way back. The Orioles had four Cy Youngs, and the Mets beat them in the World Series.
Yeah,
Shows you how ancient I am.
yeah, but the Orioles team didn't have 3 MVPs in the lineup.
But we're talking pitching. It's all about the
I'm
pitching.
talking. Yeah, but the Dodgers have both.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Meek on paper, yes, but you never know, man. Baseball's a funny game,
Yeah,
man.
but
Exactly.
yeah, but I could
I
guess.
believe the Orioles had Frank Robinson, Boog Powell. They had some hitting on that
Wow.
team.
By the way, Frank
Wow.
Robinson is an icon. Love that man.
Yes.
Buckeye, how you doing, bro?
I'm good.
I
What's
got
up,
to
Meek?
see him when I was young at Memorial Stadium. He was awesome. Frank Robinson.
Buckeye, my brother. What's going on, brother?
What's up, June?
Look, you was the first one to break the news just now
I know.
yesterday.
I had to break the June and gloom.
Buckeye, you're doing. What do you guys want Bregman or no? I want no part.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, man.
Yeah, now look, I got a question. What if? What if? Because I'm pretty sure it is the Mets, it's the Yankees, it's the Dodgers,
Phillies.
and
They're saying the
the
Phillies.
Philly and the
Yo, don't
Red
sleep on the
Sox.
Red Sox. They're ready.
I just said it. Philly and the Red Sox, who all in for Soto. What if Soto goes to? I don't know. Let's say you go to Philly, and in the process we end up Yankees end up signing Pete Lonzo.
We're not getting Alonso.
No. I'm just saying it. Petey would have a meltdown live on
What
stage.
about Alonzo?
If the Yankees get him and you don't get Soto,
Oh, well, the Mets better re-sign Alonzo regardless, in my eyes. Speaking of that, though, that actually, what would make me worse if the Jets traded Garrett Wilson, June? How about that?
What about Sauce?
Wait a minute, Pete. The day's not over. June's going to come up with some other trades today.
Meek, what's the ages
Who's
on these
going today,
Dodgers?
June?
Mookie Betts is what, like 33?
I think he's 30. He's 30. No, he's probably 32, and Freddie's 30.
No, Freeman's older than that, Meek.
That's what I think. Otani's got to be. Otani's over 30, right?
Well,
Mookie's
Petey,
32.
if you can't win paying Garrett Wilson peanuts, what's the point in paying him, right?
Oh, hey,
There you
man, you're
go.
back. Second time.
There
Good
you
morning.
go.
Yeah,
There you
Freeman's
go.
30.
Freddie Freeman's 35.
Well, wait, hold
years
on
old.
here. Let me just get back. Steve, this is Steve. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Steve, so
Thank you for having
peanuts,
me.
okay. Happy
Thank you,
Thanksgiving, man.
Steve.
So
You too, boys. Thank you.
Steve, so okay, we're paying Garrett Wilson peanuts, right? But
Yes.
you need people, you need players. Like I don't get you guys, man. I really don't. I'm not on board with that. There's no way I'm trading Garrett Wilson. There's no way. I don't care if you have to franchise the dude. I am not trading him. I am keeping that dude on the Jets.
I'm with you on that one, Petey.
Like, Steve, let me hear some accountability here.
I'm with Steve.
Petey, I know who will call if he's available.
Who, Garrett?
Yes.
Who's that? The Cowboys?
Everybody, but yeah, apparently the Cowboys called at the deadline.
For what? Garrett Wilson?
Apparently, yeah.
Steve, are you here? Did we lose you?
I'm here. I was letting him talk here. Look, I prefer, in the perfect world, I think June is with me. I prefer to keep the guy. However, we're not.
Oh no, June's not with you.
No. He's right. Go ahead, Steve. Let him
However,
cook.
if they're not winning with him, and you have to pay him a ton of money, and that's assuming he even wants to be here, right? You know, I'm sure we've all had jobs we've done okay at, but it's been a miserable existence, right? Money and everything. But if I can cash him out and get a 1 and a 3, you know, whatever it is, a 1 and a 3, and then save $30 million a year and re-express that money in the line or something else, that might be something I think about for a couple seconds here.
Bingo.
Okay, you said think about, okay? All right. June,
I'll probably do.
June, June, I'm really debating this. I might change the Avi to the pick with Garrett Wilson just to fuck with you the rest of the year. Because it's
hey, listen.
it's
Pete,
bad,
what,
man. Like,
What Steve just said, he broke it down for you to say. I don't understand what you don't understand about that.
it's the fact that I don't want to strip everything down to the straight nuts. Pause.
I get it.
I don't. I don't. We already went through that with Salah and them. We went through it, and it was
It's gonna be the number one.
yeah. I don't want freaking. I'm sorry. I don't want that. And maybe I'm June. You told me the other day. Maybe I'm being selfish because I go to the games. Yeah, I mean I'm watching shit as it is now. You think I want to watch worse shit? Diarrhea?
Look, you just said it yourself. You watching shit now with the team that's out there. Do something about it. You can't keep throwing the same shit out there and thinking this shit gonna
But
change, right?
June, it could work though. Still, Jones, just jump in when you fit in, man. I don't care. It's
June, who's your favorite Jet?
Well, everybody gonna laugh.
Jeremy Rucker.
It's Johnny
Johnny
Hector, man.
Hector. He
Johnny
retired.
Hector.
His favorite Jet is Jeremy Rucker.
oh yeah, another guy. Yeah, that
And
Jet fan's
and
overrated. Jeremy Rucker,
and
what a joke
Quintez
he is.
Stiggers.
He's not a joke of a person, but what has he done? He's a third-round pick. He's been dreadful.
But Pete,
Wait,
the
Pete,
bigger thing is get the coach right, and you're
Who is it, June?
get the coach right, and you're on your way. Like that's you, the Chargers showed it, Denver showed it. Like get the coach right. It's not about the players right now.
Buckeye. That's why I'm saying, like, I don't think you need to and I get people that want to trade Quinn and Williams, but if you look at the stats, I know it was brought up, and okay, they could be misleading because most of the games that Quinnen plays in aren't big games, but he's second in the league since 2022. So if you're going to trade him and people think he stinks and he's not good, I'm trying to get the most value for that guy. I'm sorry.
Listen.
So if it's a second round pick, I'm not giving him up.
Not to mention the people who talking about the Broncos, the trash and shitbag we thought JFM was. Broncos seen value in him. Now look at him; he's their best defensive lineman, and pick a side, man. You can't say if you can't win without him, then fuck him. But at the same token, these coaches didn't do anything to bring the best out of these players, put them in a position to succeed.
You're right.
Yeah.
Look, this is all frustration. How many people were belly aching about losing Huff? Now Huff's having a shitty year. No one's talking about Huff.
See, look, listen. That's the funny part, and that's the selfishness of Jet fans. Because if Huff was having a good season,
they'd never shut up.
And that's my point. The average Jet fan wants to see you. Average Jet fan would want to see you stick with this team and become nothing than to go to another team and become something. That's fucked up.
But June, here's the thing about Jets fans: if Huff goes off in 3 years, all of a sudden they'll be talking about it.
Yeah.
I did feel that way about Adams though when he got traded. I wanted him to suck.
But you see what I'm saying? Like
safety.
Like whether we have them and they do good, like basically if they just trash with us, but because we drafted them, we'd rather keep our trash than let them go somewhere else and become good.
I'm rooting for Darnold.
I am too.
Bro, but Darnold isn't even, bro. He's been off the Jets longer than he was with us. Why is he still considered a Jet? Let that go.
No. We're not considering him a Jet. Just rooting for him. He got screwed here.
Wait,
yes, he did.
Wait, who got screwed here?
Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
Oh, come on.
He did.
Did everybody get screwed here? Did Zach Wilson? Did
Gino?
Petey, they never gave him any weapons.
Okay. What about Gino?
Gino got screwed. Zach. Although we sit there and say, Zach is trash, the Jets didn't set him up to succeed as far as quarterback coaches or anything else. Like, I mean, we got to be honest with the shit.
June, they drafted Breece Hall. They drafted Garrett Wilson. Like, they set him up with people.
Yeah, I'm not with that.
Bro, when Greg Knapp died, Who did they get to replace him?
June, I'm not debating that. That's totally different, and I
Oh,
understand that.
okay, and at the same time, you don't throw. I can keep saying this. You don't throw a rookie out there first year. You let him sit. If you don't let him sit for the first year, at least let him sit for half the season. Let him see how everything's going first before you put him out there.
Okay, well then we
I know
can't
that's
go.
the narrative, but
Go
is
ahead.
that what the Texans did?
No, the Texans didn't do that.
So do we just pick and choose when it works, you do it, and when it doesn't work, you don't do it?
No. You play the percentages. More than half. I mean, and this shit goes back. Any quarterback who you just threw out there, chances are they all failed.
And what do you consider throwing him out there?
Buckeye,
Like year two, or like
what the Panthers did.
Yeah, well, it hasn't worked for Bryce Young? Has it worked for?
Wait. Bryce Young sat down for a couple games, and now he's came back in, and he.
Zach Wilson
Listen,
sat. He got hurt.
Did Jaden Daniels sit or start right away?
He start right away.
Right, that's working, right?
He's an exception to the rule, probably.
There are exceptions to the.
Well, how many?
How long did Lamar sit?
He sat for 9 games, 8 games.
Quite a bit.
Yeah,
quite
but
a
Lamar
bit, and then he had an injury.
32nd pick in the draft. He wasn't a top 3 pick.
Very true, Pete.
We're talking about top 3 picks, top 2 picks.
But we also had a Joe Flacco that wasn't worth moving off of until the end of that contract, too, right? So we were in a little bit of a different.
Okay, that's fair, but still.
Drake May. Okay, Drake May. He sat.
Drake May.
How many games did Burrow sit for?
None.
Joe Burrow didn't sit for any.
But Josh Allen?
I'm not sure. But
now, if you really want me to do that,
long either.
We can go back to Jamarcus Russell to it's a whole lot of quarterbacks who get drafted.
June, it hasn't. Okay, so let's be real. Did the Jets experiment?
Carson Wentz. I mean, we can run this off for years.
June,
no, Carson Wentz worked.
Yeah,
he got hurt.
Okay.
Carson Wentz worked big time.
Did Robert Griffin work? It did in the beginning.
It worked big time.
Andrew
it worked big time.
But you guys are talking about exceptions to the rule.
How many exceptions? June, there's a lot of exceptions.
Bro, do you really want me to name first round, lottery pick bust quarterbacks?
The statistics are going to be with you anyway. If you just name rookie quarterbacks that failed, there's going to be more than not. Like, that's just what happens. The failure rate of rookie quarterbacks is crazy.
June, can I ask you a question? Mark Sanchez, even though they won the 2 years in the beginning, they threw him into the fire. They made the playoffs, even though they backed in. And then he played really well in the playoffs, in my opinion.
He was NFL ready.
Pretty good coaching staff with a very good offensive line coach.
But was the Jets coaching staff okay? Well, whatever, man. This is just going off the rails.
There's plenty of quarterbacks that sat and didn't work too, June.
Right now,
Robert Griffin III had 2 years. That you can't count him as working. You can't.
I'm saying it did. It's jokes. I did say it worked in the beginning.
Listen, you brought up Mark Sanchez. All right, so Mark Sanchez was a journeyman quarterback. I guess you could say that worked. Josh Freeman did not work.
No.
Go to the year just go to the years. Sam Darnold. I guess he's working. That was probably the most successful draft. A lot of them started year one. Josh Rosen didn't. He didn't pan out. That year, 4 of the guys are still playing.
The Bills guy that they drafted number 1.
Wait, jokes. E.J. Manuel? He didn't work.
No,
jokes, real quick. To be fair, jokes, okay? The Darnold thing, I get it. But has Sam Darnold worked for the previous 5 years? The answer is no in my eyes. Now he's working. Okay, that's fair. But it's year 6 now, jokes.
But what you failed to mention in the biggest thing that you have to take into consideration is everyone looks at the quarterback and nobody's talking about the situation.
Well, the Jets situation is always shit, jokes. Let's be real. Besides the Pennington worked.
You brought up Robert Griffin III.
Huh?
Do you know who his quarterback was and who his
Shanahan.
Who his coach was?
Shanahan.
Yeah. Do you remember who his offensive coordinator was?
Wait, I lost you. Who are we talking about?
Who was the coach for Robert Griffin III?
Shanahan.
Remember? Correct.
Yeah.
Oh,
Correct.
Was it his
Do you
son?
okay.
remember
Was his son?
the son was the OC?
Yeah.
Everybody on that offensive staff was either a head coach at one time or is a head coach now.
And that's
Sean
what's happening. That's
McVay,
what's happening with Bo Nix right now. You put him with the right fucking
yes.
coach, it's working. You throw Bo Nix in green, it would look terrible.
What you're not taking into account in this conversation is the situation that each quarterback went into. Andrew Luck, do you remember who his coach was?
Jim Caldwell.
No,
What wasn't Jim Caldwell? Who was it?
no, Chuck
The other
Pagano.
guy, Chuck
Oh
Pagano
yeah.
from the
Yeah, yeah,
Ravens.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
By the
that
way,
was.
isn't Chuck Pagano on the 33rd team?
Ugh.
I'm not trying to be funny.
But look, you can look at every coach. You brought up Jaden Daniels. Who's his offensive coordinator?
Cliff Kingsbury.
Cliff.
How many quarterbacks have Cliff groomed?
Okay. Well, what? Because everybody goes to Mahomes with that.
No, it's not
No,
just him.
No.
It's not
it's
just
Okay,
him.
Baker.
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray.
Yep.
He had a year
Baker.
with Caleb Williams at USC.
Mhm.
Like you,
I forgot about that.
He had a year with Baker. He had like that's like how many more guys you want?
Well, I'm just debating with June about certain people.
Situations matter. You're arguing one point. There's a big reason why those
all right,
things
but
work or don't work.
Jokes, who's your dream scenario minus Ben Johnson here? That will absolutely have you fucking. I'm not gonna say like waving pom poms.
No,
It's that
nobody.
bad.
I think we should do a Jets commute team 8 o'clock and come up with 5 guys to discuss who the Jets should take at quarterback.
Well, how's
Get
this?
Jokes in there, Petey.
How's this? I'll give you
Buckeye.
another
June.
example.
And then
So,
after this, Dom jump in.
Bryce Huff looked absolutely atrocious last year, right? He even looked atrocious this year in the beginning of the season, right? They sat him down. He's come back. He looks decent. I wouldn't say he looks good, but he looks decent.
How many sacks does he have now? 3?
No, I'm talking about
Bryce Young. He meant to say Bryce Young.
Oh, I thought you said Bryce Huff.
He did. He did.
No,
but he
Young.
didn't say Bryce Young.
So
yeah, he's been better.
Listen, there's a few dark guys. I think that this team needs an out of the box coach. I think that this team, everybody's looking at Vrabel. Me and a few guys talked about like the Vikings. They have Wes Phillips. Well, it's Wade Phillips' son. He's the OC in the Vikings. Why not give him a shot? Let him bring his dad, coach the defense. Like we can't. Everybody's like Vrabel and Brian Flores and Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson is going to be a hard one unless you give him a blank check.
I don't even consider him coming here. Jokes.
No, neither do I. You need look at what Liam Cohen's doing with Baker this year down in Tampa. You need an outside the box hire. You can't. You guys got to not you guys. The Jet fan in general has to stop looking at the list that people come out with and start looking at. There's no reason to watch the Jets now. They suck. You know what my suggestion would be to some of you guys? Start watching teams with offensive coordinators that you like and see how they play. See how they run their scheme. Learn what they do. Don't watch the Jets.
So what about a guy under
over.
Matt LaFleur, Jokes?
Well, we had one and we fired him. His brother.
I know.
I wanted Monk.
John Monken?
Yep.
He would take. He's a guy that he's a little older. He's been around. He's been with different quarterbacks. I wouldn't argue that. I wouldn't argue against it, but I just think that when the Rams picked McVay, everybody laughed at him, right? When the 49ers picked up Shanahan, they had a rough few years before they figured out their quarterback. McVay never called plays. KOC and the Vikings, everybody laughed at him. He was a former player, never called plays. I just think that the team needs an outside the box hire.
Joe, you're right, but as you said, with just a Shanahan point, does this fan base and this media give the coach the time to fuck up and learn? That's what it comes down to.
No,
You
Jones, they're
cannot
going to
fuck up
next
here.
year, Jones, if they're terrible, people are going to be out on the coach already.
I think that if the
There's no
offense,
patience
I
here.
think that if the offense does not look like it has for the last 4 fucking years, and they still lose, this team was fun to root for when they had a young quarterback and they were a scrappy team, and they never got off the. They're still that same team, but now with just expectations, they're losers. This
Yeah.
team is they're unlikable losers. Not the same.
Jokes to that point, you just made me think of something, and whatever, it is what it is. Like when fucking Zach Wilson, and I hate bringing this up, and it's only a few plays, but when it was at MetLife and he threw that off script play, when he threw it, I fucking yelled, "Holy shit!" Like, you're right, that shit. But where did it go?
No,
Everybody's
that kid
just gonna.
sucked. That kid sucked. It was just
No,
one
I
throw. I'm
understand
talking
that,
about
but
even for
the
the rest
young
of the season.
guys.
The fact of the matter is we're not scoring points. There is no progression. You watch this team; it's been the same static team for the last 3 years. There's no change, and now the defense has worse personnel, so it stinks.
But Jokes, how many games did we lose last year that we scored 27 points?
Last year,
Yeah.
I don't know, but that you're basing it off of one game, Petey.
No, I understand that, but we've also
And
lost the New England game. We should have won. We should have won the Minnesota game
yeah,
technically.
shoulda, woulda, coulda. I should have got laid last night, Petey. I didn't.
Sorry. So I feel bad for you, man.
No, I'm just saying, like it should a lot of should have could have happened, but they don't. It is what it is. It's done and over with.
Dom, I want to bring something up to you, but I know you have some points, but it's not a bone to pick, but I want to debate with you about a couple of things.
I want to draft Milrow and Brian Flores.
Shut the fuck up, Jokes. Listen, I've done this on another space or another show. If you go back 15 years or so, there's more misses of quarterbacks taken in the top 10 than there's success stories. And I think the reason why is exactly what everyone was just saying. You know, when a team's picking at the top, why is the team picking at the top? Why is the team picking the top 10?
Because they stink.
Bad team. Exactly. So situations and where a team and who a draft pick falls to is it matters more than all these kids that get drafted. Every single one of them, from the first overall pick to Mr. Irrelevant, they're all good football players, right? There's a reason that they're in the NFL. It's because they're elite at the sport that they play. It's just some need more development. Doesn't matter, and you're always gonna the quarterback's the most important position. Teams are always going to reach for it, but it depends where they fall and how they develop is really the outcast. There's more misses in the top 10. If you go back 15 years, and go back more, I'm sure you'll find the same thing. We went back 15 years and marked off every quarterback that was taken in the top 10, and there's more misses than hits. The draft is always a crapshoot. It's always a crapshoot, and it depends on where they fall and how they fit and how they're developed.
Okay. Well, Dom, let me ask you something, and then I want to ask you after these hands. And got Charles and Nelson. You don't have to just jump in. So, Dom, what are you doing in the top 10? Are you taking a quarterback if you're the Jets in this draft, or what are you doing, or filling a need?
There's so much more that you can't answer that question right now. Like, what's the rest of the team going to look like? What are you doing?
Who's the head coach?
Yeah. Did we lose him?
Yeah. I think until you solve who the head coach is.
Can you hear me?
You're going in and out, Dom.
Go ahead,
hang on one second.
Dom, I hear you.
Go ahead, Dom. We hear you.
Fucking Metro PCS.
I said, I'm driving through the woods here.
Is Adriana there?
If I'm calling the shots, if I'm calling the shots, I'm pulling the plug. I'm turning the page. I'm taking all my cap hit in 1 year, sucking it up, understanding that I'm going to be a 4 or 5 win team, 4 or 5 win team at best. Seeing what I got in these young guys, and I'm going into the draft truly with best player available option because they're going to have a lot of holes to fill. I don't think if that situation were to occur, I don't think the Jets need to reach for a quarterback. I don't think there's going to be a quarterback there in the, in the crosshairs that is a must draft guy, personally. So I'll take the best available. I'll take the best available player in each round as it comes because you're going to have tons and tons of holes. So it doesn't matter. I don't know. I don't necessarily think that drafting best player available all the time is the right decision. But in this case, where you have a team that is going to have a $80+ million cap hit, you're not expecting to really do much. You want to develop, see what you got in the young guys. I think you can. I think you can do that. So it's impossible to say who I would target, Petey.
Yeah. All right. Hold on 1 second. My phone's about to switch. Give me a Charles. Just jump in, and then Dom. I got.
Yeah. What I was going to add is the guy who said last 15 years is spot on. And he's also spot on if you go back 15 years more than that. It's in the same category. And it's for the same reason. The thing that was stated that's true is, the teams are picking, early in the draft for a reason because they don't have a quarterback. But worse than that, and Dom kind of alluded to it, these teams in this league convince themselves that guys are prospects that really aren't at that position. You see it every year where a guy has a so-so college career, but out of the combine because they have a strong arm and they're fast or whatever, all of a sudden they fly up the board and they're overdrafted.
Zach
That
Wilson.
position gets overdrafted. Oh, he's the poster child. I remember back in the day, Jeff George out of nowhere in Illinois, they made a god out of him, and he turned out to be shit as well. And to Dom's point as well, there is nobody next year worth standing on your head for. But they're going to make somebody or two guys seem like they're the second coming of John Elway, and they're going to suck. That was my first point, Pete. And real quick about the Jets and their state the last 3 or 4 years, everyone's got to be careful when you look at a team and say you're just a quarterback away. Guys make that mistake all the time, looking at a team and saying, if you had Rodgers 2 years ago, you're this. No, teams play you based on what you have. And when Zach Wilson was the quarterback, the other team's strategy was basically to play real conservative because they knew you couldn't score. If you had a better quarterback, they do it differently. So you're never just a quarterback away. You've got to look at the big picture. And now the warts have surfaced because your quarterback's better than Zach. Not that Rodgers has been great this year, but now they're sticking it in your ass a different way.
Wow. Charles, let me ask you something. Can you hear me? Charles, are you here?
Yes, sir.
So real quick, because I want to talk to Dom about this. Because, Charles, maybe it's me being selfish because of going to the games, but I don't want to fucking have all this dead cap hit. I know it may be the right thing to do, but why not? Why can't somebody fix it with the coach for 1 year? And I get it. If you're not going to get your quarterback this year anyway, then why not try and compete?
Come on, man.
Why?
I think you always try to compete, but
Right.
as a fan, you have to be realistic.
Right.
And here's the thing: if you got the right guys in the building, if you got a GM and a coach you feel somewhat confident in, that 5-win season isn't nearly as painful as you think it is being at the games because you see the improvements, you see the offensive schematic and all these things, and obviously it won't excite the shit out of you, but it makes it very much bearable. And to me, I'm tired of this. Okay, it's the same shit. These are like blueprints. You can make photocopies. The last 3 fucking years are basically the same goddamn thing, where we think we're so close, and by Thanksgiving we don't give a shit anymore.
Charles, and I want to ask Dom the same question. If again, low percentage chance, but if you reel in a Stefanski, does that change your whole mind about tearing it down?
You know what? No, and I'll say because he's there and he'll be there for 5 years. So if I got to sacrifice a year to take a quantum leap in a year or two down the road, I mean, I'm so arrived there because I'm so sick of this shit. Honestly, guys, we all love football, and we're fucking meaningless. It's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving again.
Preach.
And it might not
And
even go
I'll
that
answer
bad,
that. I'll answer
Charles.
that same question. I'll answer that same question, Buckeye. Absolutely not. And here's why. Because I think if you can bring in a good coach, and with aligned and in synergy with a good GM, then like that gives me that makes it even more enticing for me to take all my take my medicine and take it all my cap hit next year. Look at Denver, right? Denver's got $80 million in dead cap hit, and they're pushing for a playoff. Right? Why? Because of the coaching. Right?
Amen.
You look at
Amen.
you look at Buffalo. Look at Buffalo. So in the NFL, you either better have like elite coaching or elite quarterback play. Buffalo's pushing $70 million in cap space this year. They're 9-2. Right?
But
Now,
Dom,
And
you're
even got
talking
rid of
about
a
the
good
heavy contracts.
coach.
You're talking about the heavy contracts. You're not talking about controllable contracts like Garrett and Brees and Jermaine and Johnson. Like you're talking about the contracts that are heavy, right?
I'm talking when I say flip the page and take it all. I'm talking about the $49 million due to Rodgers,
Yep.
the $10 million that you would eat by moving on from Tay Adams, who
Yep.
and I don't necessarily want to move on from Tay Adams, but I think it's a tandem package. If you move on from Rodgers,
Mosley.
you move on from him. Mosley, Alan Lazard, Greg DeLeg. That's all the guaranteed money that's carrying over. I'm not talking about the young controllable guys.
Got it. June, stop doing the 100. He's
And
not talking about
Buckeye,
the young controllable guys.
what I wanted to add to this is we have to get away from that. You know what? If we run it back next year with a better coach, we could have a good year. Let's forget about sneaking into the playoffs bullshit because with
Facts.
a
Exactly. I'm
40-year-old
talking about
quarterback,
sustained success.
with a
Facts.
40-year-old quarterback, you're gonna have to blow up that position in a year or two anyway. Let's get it started with the right people. And how about sustainable success? Not the random playoff appearance that we all go fucking gaga over.
It's guys who spend money on tickets who don't want to see that. That's what it is.
I kind
Thanks,
of get
June.
that. I kind of get that.
That's June. You could say me because
Oh,
that's me.
I'm sorry, Petey.
No,
I
but
didn't. I
June,
didn't.
it's not even that. Like, listen, we have different perspectives on stuff. I don't agree with Dom. Like, I would keep Adams to have weapons for
Just so
Tyrod.
you can watch a better product
No,
next year. But in the long
Charles,
term, it
yes.
doesn't matter.
But Charles, hear me out though. You drafted Malachi Corley, and they're not even playing him. So now next year, and like what Dom's saying, oh, throw Jason Brownlee in there. And Dom, I'm not shitting on what you're saying because you're right. And
No, but how about you draft a receiver in the third round next year who doesn't
suck? The point is, Pete, if you're gonna take a hit, right? You're not gonna be able to bring in all these high money, high end quality, free agents. So see what you have in the young kids, right?
Okay,
and hope that the coaching that you bring in it gives you something, can develop some of these kids and gives you a serviceable product, right?
Okay, yeah, but why can't it be the other way and hope that a coach, if they keep most, now I agree with you with Greg DeLeg and all that, most of the guys should be gone. But if they keep Adams, I don't see a problem with that. I think we can win.
Hey, P, you know what you are?
I'm not saying we're making the playoffs, but
no. Check it out.
So what's
you're that?
hang on, June, hang on 1 second.
Wait, hold real quick. You're that son who parents are getting divorced, but you just want to keep everybody together. That's what you want to do.
No. If
Petey,
you're gonna,
Petey, it doesn't. And again, I'm not coming at you. I'm just being honest.
Can take criticism and get
but
ripped.
I'm not coming at you. But that it doesn't make sense.
No.
You just said you hear me out. Hear me out. Here, it doesn't make sense to me. You said we can win. I'm not saying we'll make the playoffs, but we can win if we keep guys like Tay Adams, so on and so forth. But like, what does that do? What is that?
Okay, what if the next draft pick doesn't work? Then what, Dom?
Then
But
what?
but it has to work, Pete. At some point, the idea is to get a GM that gets the picks right, to get a
Yes.
coach
Petey,
that
Right.
you get
coaches
the
everybody
GM
up.
and coach in synergy, and you clear the financial burden of all those older heavy prospects. That's how you
Yes.
can build some. That's how you have a chance, and that's all it is right now is hope. That's how you have a chance to build some sort of long-term success.
Hope
Been
and
Okay,
waiting
Dom.
change,
since
Dom. Hope and
'69 for that.
change. You
All
said
right,
hope and change.
but hold on. Let me just comment on this because I'm going to keep this going. I'm sorry. I have no hope.
I
What am
would.
I supposed to do? Just keep going? Oh,
So
yeah. I was the one who said Rodgers will fix shit. I was wrong. What do you want me to, Dom? And
Pete,
again, this is
Pete,
not towards you.
hypothetical, Pete. If Ben Johnson's your coach, you don't have hope.
I do, but then I want guys that are going to score
For a
touchdowns, and
year,
that's
you can live
Devontae
with that.
Adams.
You got the hope from the coach. You can burn a year building towards the next, in my
Dom,
opinion.
Charles, if you go ahead.
Petey. Here's the thing, and then I'm gonna go. Here's the thing, Petey. You know this better than anybody, I think, right? The definition of insanity is doing the same
Mm-hmm.
fucking thing and expecting different results.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna bring it back with these same guys that have not worked with the same looking down the barrel of the same cap issues that this past regime has brought in. But you're going to make a little change here and a little change there, and it's going to work to an extent. You just said it yourself. We might win. We might not make the playoffs. Like, what's the point of that, right? What's the point of that? Take your medicine. Take your medicine.
All right. I'm
These
just
young
saying.
guys are gonna bail with this shit team that we
So,
have if we do that.
can I just bring a hypothetical,
Yes,
even
they
though it
will.
didn't happen, Dom? Let's say it did work this year, okay? Then what are you doing next year? The same thing and just burying more money? I'm just saying, Dom, that you don't think people are saying the Jets are a coach away with all these young guys, and not Rodgers per se, but Dom, don't we have a core of people to?
But he's the big one. He's the big
Okay.
one. He's the big one. It's $49 million. You can be rid of him next year. If you carry him on, that option now turns into 60 in 2026.
Well, isn't it 35 million?
60 million. 35 million. It's 49 million if you take it all next year. You cut him in this offseason and take it all in 1 year. It's $49 million. If he plays in 2025, that next option kicks in. Then to cut him in 2026, it's 60
well, it
million.
says here 35,
so
Dom.
You're delaying the inevitable. You're delaying the
I'm
inevitable.
looking at in 26, it's 35 million, and I think Frankie put out, and then put out something about it's a $35 million cap hit that you could spread between 26 and 28.
Sound familiar, don't it, Petey? You're delaying the inevitable.
Well,
Think about it, fellas.
Well,
if you don't have
how?
success, you're not going to draw players. You know what I mean? Like you said, right?
So, yes.
Sorry, Pete.
So I'm just saying, like for once, maybe listen. I'm not arguing with you guys, but listen, it's not even about just going to the games. Like, I have my thought on it. I'm a Jet fan. What do you want me to freaking think? It's fucking miserable. I hope Rick Johnson is listening. Okay? It's fucking miserable. It's miserable, and I keep going back, and I don't know how much longer this could possibly go on.
I it's total confusion. Look at the NFL today. We're still in it.
Yeah, that's
No,
crazy.
we're not.
Crazy.
No, we're not.
I know technically,
No,
yeah.
we're not. Well, technically we have a
we are,
0.7% chance.
2 more
We're
wins
done.
would have put us in.
You guys, okay.
You don't have to blow it completely up to make the playoffs next year. There's another year like this in the NFL. And look at the teams that are all under 500.
But that's what
How many
saying.
of them have more talent
That's
than
why.
us?
What's the big deal if you keep Adams? And okay, Rodgers goes. What's the big deal if you keep Adams? What's the big deal? Hello? Anybody here?
Yeah, I kind of like that idea. Get rid of
It's probably
Rodgers.
not a big deal, Pete. It probably isn't a big deal.
And a new coach, but it's all up to the coach and the coaching staff we get.
See, that's what's going to keep the conversation rocky until they're able to pick a coach and a GM. there's going to be
And
no
what if the
actual.
coach picks them? They want these guys. Then what?
Well,
Then
you can't
people are going to
blame them.
throw their. And then what if Woody Johnson says, "Oh, I'm keeping Rodgers"?
Well, then if Woody Johnson does that, then of course that's gonna affect who the head coach is, because a good head coach is not gonna go with that bullshit.
Okay, we'll see if who comes here. What, Dom? Are you talking?
No.
Oh, but what, Dom? What if that happens, Dom? I'm just saying.
What happened?
What if?
I listen. I don't think that there's any feasible solution that you can tell me that would make me comfortable bringing Rodgers back next year. You pivoted. I understand why you pivoted. I was behind the pivot. It didn't work. It's time to move it on.
Okay, all right.
Would you want
so the Rodgers point,
Devontae
yes.
Adams though?
So why can't?
I think they're a tandem. I think if you're moving on from Rodgers, you're wiping the slate clean and you're saying, hey, listen, because you still have core players in there that are under team control. You still have core players. And don't tell me, because I know that's what the next that's what the next gripe is going to be, that if we get rid of Rodgers, Garrett Wilson and Sauce are going to want out. Guess what? Rodgers or not, Garrett Wilson and Sauce might want out.
I got a question.
Wait, let him
Beats.
finish here. Let me hear this.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead and cook,
Go
Dom.
ahead, Dom.
Dom,
Right?
you cooking, Dom.
So they might want out. You're going to have to make decisions on those guys one way or another, with Rodgers or without. So if you bring it, like, again, it comes back to the idea of, you pivoted, and I understand the pivot, and it didn't work. It's time to move that on. Now, with Devontae Adams, again, at 33, he could help you next year. But if you're wiping everything out, if you're taking all that cap hit, if you're going with the young guys and trying to develop, then he's not part of that. He's not. He's not going to help anything. He's not going to be a part of the future at 33 years old.
Okay,
I'm not saying
I disagree with
he's a
that.
bad
What
player.
if you take Jordan Travis and go with him next year? I'd rather, with the draft, build defensive line, get another offensive lineman, and have Devontae Adams there for Travis. And let's go with him.
but
Give him a legit shot. He was really good at
Dom
Florida
dropped.
State. Why can't we?
Go ahead, Rusty.
but the issue is, what makes you think that with a brand new head coach and GM who is going to install his own offensive system, that Aaron Rodgers is even going to want to stay? Because if it's out there and he's told, we're playing with a new system, you're going to have to learn it, you're going to have to use it. Do you think he's going to want to stay? He's not going to want to stay. He's not going to want to learn anything new. You've already seen that before. And if he does stay, we're going to have a miserable time, because he'll just totally ignore what the coaches are telling him to do. And it's not going to work. It's going to be horrible. I personally think that if you bring in a new coach who installs a new offensive system, he's not going to want to stay. He's going to say whatever he wants now on McAfee or whatever to make himself look good, but he's still going to end up wanting to leave.
Well, yeah, because he's locked into a lot of money.
I wouldn't really even worry about whether he's coming back or not, because when we get a new coach and a new system, I don't think he's going to be here. Now with Adams, you're saying, okay, well, we'd have a $10 million cap hit if we let him go.
Yeah.
But what is he going to want paid? He was fine staying here with Rodgers, but Rodgers probably ain't going to be here, and he's not going to be happy being here either then.
Well, maybe he changes his mind. He's an older veteran now. But Rusty, here, can I just make a point?
No, there's plenty, Pete, there's plenty of teams that would take him in a minute.
Okay, but we just gave up a third-round pick, and Rusty, I'm just saying, not towards you. I'm not raising my voice towards you.
No, I understand.
We gave up a third-round pick for what? 10 stupid games? 10?
Yeah, but you got to remember, that was not Joe Douglas's That
understand
was Woody
that,
because he was trying to throw things away. Well,
yes, but
Woody is just
I'm
an idiot.
miserable. I'm mad at the franchise. I'm mad at the Jets for this because this is all Joe Douglas, Woody Johnson, Phil Savage now. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to tear everything down, you still need veterans.
Exactly.
You still need veterans on the team
You're
going
missing
forward.
one thing that I'm saying, Petey.
Go ahead.
If we decide to keep him, he's not going to be willing to settle for a low salary because he only did that to work with Rodgers. So he's going to want a lot of money.
But then you leverage them just like they leveraged him to you when the time's right to a team that needs them. You see what I mean? Like, get him in the fold, get some credibility built up on his individual season. Then you leverage them off at the right time, just like Oakland did to you guys. You see what I mean?
Yeah, but
like,
you're going to have a bigger cap.
You never know.
Cap hit after
I
that.
understand that. And I know if they get rid of him, they save $20-something million.
Do it the Parcells way.
I get it.
I just think that if we're looking to go and become a winning franchise, you have to make some sacrifices next year because we need to go and get rid of all of the people that aren't buying in or aren't trying even. Because how many times have you watched and you're looking at these guys and you're saying, what the hell are you doing?
Why can't we do what Denver did? Get the right coach, solidify offensive, defensive line, like Parcells says that you do it, and just give the kid that we have a chance.
We don't really have a kid.
If Denver
Jordan
makes
Travis
the playoff,
hasn't even practiced.
Yeah,
but he's set.
Yeah, but Hector, to be fair, I don't think they're just going to throw him in next year.
What about Bo Nix?
Yeah,
how long did he sit for?
Bo Nix has played for 6 years in college.
He
knows what he's doing. The reason he was picked by Sean Payton is because he saw those things and he knew that kid had a lot of experience.
He
and he's also
played
a really
NFL.
good offensive coach. We don't know.
Jordan looked pretty good with Florida State. I know he had a lot of talent, but I saw him make a lot of plays.
Let Zach jump in here real quick and stay up here.
Good morning, guys.
What's up?
Good morning, guys. Petey, it seems like you standing on a hill all by yourself on this one.
Yeah, I feel like that too today, but I don't care.
But I'll be honest, like I honestly think Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams are kind of a package deal, bro. Like I can't even see, even if y'all offered Davante Adams a bunch of money, I don't know if Davante would want to come back without Rodgers. Like it seems to me like Davante bought in on an idea that Aaron Rodgers sold him. If you come over here, but we got all these weapons, and we can make this work despite our record or where we're at right now. We can run off games, and if you get rid of Aaron Rodgers, I don't know if Davante wants to come back with a rookie or even Tyrod Taylor. Like you seen how once Oakland moved off from Derek Carr that he did not want to be there anymore, and he finally got his wish today. I mean this year. So I think I'll be honest. I think June and them are on the right path, Petey. Like I think you gotta next year. You just gotta take the dead cap and you just gotta start working in rookies and start finding talent. You're gonna even have players like even Garrett Wilson that might want to leave because he doesn't want to be in the situation. But you got to find that quarterback and you got to start young.
Okay. And I am on a hill, and I'm usually not like this, but whatever, man. I'm frustrated. This shit is. I'm not saying it's broken me, but it's really bad for you to hear me like this, because I'm usually trying to be optimistic. And maybe I'm wrong. Do I know how to build a team? No. Have I ever managed an NFL roster? Hell no. I'm a fan.
But you have a lifelong experience being a part of it, Pete. That's the key that everybody brings to these spaces, right? We all have a little bit of a piece of understanding to some degree. And you're not wrong by any means, my brother. It's just, you know, when you, like you said, when you see the level of frustration you went through based on believing that you have a team capable of making a run, thoughts and ideas and concepts are going to get scattered like a broken windshield. You know what I mean? Like, it's a tough
Yeah,
business in the NFL. It's tough, bro.
I get
But
it.
you don't want to give up no money. The key is not to lose money no matter what the contract depth is. You build off of it one way or another, right? Like, you could have Devontae Adams show these guys the ropes a little bit. And like I said, if you got to leverage them, you leverage them. But the Jets, definitely, you're right. They got a lot of work to do to balance out not only player personnel, but the money as well, the management. I mean, they definitely got an uphill battle.
And just being honest, PD, even keeping Aaron Rodgers, you're just putting a ceiling on what your team could possibly do. It's like it's clear to see that he's no longer the quarterback
Yeah, I
he was. And
understand.
I'm honest, that's part of the reason why I never like bought into the Jets preseason hype because I kind of seen it in his last year in Green Bay. But I think you're just you're hamstringing your organization along even more just by keeping him because he is toxic, and I think that's pretty clear at this point too.
Okay. Rusty, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I understand your points and everything. It's just, hey, listen, I'm on board with like Zerline. I get it, what Dom was saying. Dom left, but I get some of the thing. But to me, you need some veterans on this team too. Maybe Adams isn't the right guy. Okay, I'm just saying, and I'm not
I
married to these
understand that,
players,
Pete. Petey,
so that's my point. Like, that's where I'm going with it. Go ahead.
I understand. And personally, I would bring Moses back for another year because while he may not be, a superstar, he's a very solid player. And
Morgan Moses is a leader too.
exactly. And I would bring him back because you can bring him back for very little money. He just wants to be able to play and he wants to be a starter. I think that we should bring him back. I mean, I'm not saying get rid of every single person on the team. We couldn't do it. We couldn't afford it anyway. But there are players that shouldn't be here next year. If you want to go and start building, you're going to need some veterans. Yes, absolutely. But you don't need all of these people that are here and not contributing.
So if Devontae's gone, Lazard is cut, who's left? Garrett? That's it.
No, you've got Corley, you've got Brownlee, you've got
Brownlee?
wait a
Yeah,
minute.
Brownlee?
Let
that's
me
what I'm
finish.
saying, Rusty. Like, go ahead.
Corley?
Wait a minute. You've got to see
Garrett gets
that.
double teamed. Garrett would say, because now Garrett has advantage. Get me out of here. Now we got nothing. That's
I mean,
that's what I think.
You,
you can always sign a
I don't
veteran
really know
receiver
that
too,
that's
even if
Do
it's
true.
you
short.
really have anything
I'll
now
take
anyway?
a contract.
Yeah, we have Garrett to build with.
Yeah, that's what you
He
want.
goes, who do we have left?
And Adams.
You might as well get rid of
And then
Rusty,
you
I'm
Horford.
not.
also
Wait.
you
I'm
also
not
have the
shoot. Go
draft.
ahead, Rusty.
You also
I'm
have
not.
the draft, and we have at least
Yes.
7 picks, if not more.
Okay, but Rusty, to be fair, the draft picks and people are saying, oh, a third and Charles said it, oh, draft a wide receiver in the third round. Well, we did this year in Corley, Charles, and where did that get
Yeah,
us?
but who
But you
drafted
don't
him,
have the
Pete?
same
Yeah,
people
We
who are
used
going
to
to be
get Jericho
drafted.
Cotchery in the fourth round. There
well,
was times
and
where
One
we got
time.
guys
how about
that could
Brad
play
Smith?
football.
How about Brad Smith
But that
too?
was just, want to laugh? That was the next name I was about to mention. That
Lavernius
was right there.
Coles.
Yeah, he was in the third round and he slipped
Yes.
because
Coles
of
was
his
the third
attitude.
Yes.
rounder.
And you
He
know
Yeah.
was my
what?
favorite on
Lavernius
Madden.
Coles to me is one of the best Jets ever. He was tough. He was gritty.
Exactly.
He was undersized as a receiver, and he was fucking tough as nails.
And while
He
we're
was
talking
really good.
about Morgan
Excuse my
Moses, I just wanted
language.
to add what I wanted to add about Morgan Moses, because Rusty brought him up. You see, this is why anyone who defended the former GM, right? This guy was in the building 3 years ago, and your offensive line sucked, and you let him walk out. Okay, to bring him back now, and now it's like, oh, this is the guy we really need to keep. You didn't realize that 3 fucking years ago?
Yeah, I didn't want him to gone. I didn't
He
want
was
him
one of my
gone when he
favorite
let
players
go.
here.
This team started off bad with the Reddick. We did not need that. That just started the
So
whole
let me ask the
scenario.
room. All right, let's go this route since we're talking about you brought up. Let's just say they kept Bryce Huff and brought the whole band back with Quinn and
You got it
Jefferson.
wrong, Pete. Though they're not attached. You lost Huff. You didn't need to sign Reddick. Sign another tackle. In free agency, that's a solid football player, and go to war with what you had.
Okay. Well, Charles, what I'm saying is, real quick, what if let's just say in hypotheticals, we brought back Huff, okay, and you brought back Quinn and Jefferson. What is it? A different scenario now? Like, would you have ran it back like that and thought we'd be okay?
I didn't want to keep Huff because I thought he was a one-trick pony, and once he had to get paid, it wasn't somebody that really mattered to me. But someone like Jefferson, I think you're feeling the effects of losing those types of
Right.
guys more
We
than
signed
Huff.
the wrong tackle is what we did.
Yes, you did. That Kinlaw contract, Joe Douglas should have been fired for that alone, and that was
Exactly.
certainly a Salah thing.
Yes.
Because Salah had a relationship with him.
Yeah, it was. Listen, I thought that the defense could work with Kinlaw because, listen, we bought off of Salah's defense last year. This sucks, Charles.
It is such a mess.
Familiar territory, guys.
Yes,
I'm not going to
indeed,
say
Charles.
that it's not going to be a mess next year. But if we have a new GM and a new coach and a GM who really knows how to pick draft picks, not just in the first round, but in the lower rounds as well, and can have players that way, this team is going to grow to be a good team.
And that's what everyone forgot. Right. Rusty's right. I mean, for years, we used to get third, fourth, fifth round players that started for us. I mean, that disappeared. I mean, besides Michael Carter, how many late round picks, are even on the roster? It's been a disaster.
Hey, Petey, my brother Byron's in here.
Fourth rounds we're striking out on.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't be doing.
Who's that?
Yeah, my man, he's a Ravens guy. I hope he comes up and speaks. He's fun to listen to. He's very knowledgeable about football as well. Sorry to interrupt you, ma'am. I didn't mean to.
No, that's okay. I'm just saying that we really just need to. I mean, I hate saying this because we haven't had much luck when we pick GMs and head coaches, but if for some reason we manage to pick the right pair, this team can do good things. If we hit on those draft picks because we have somebody who actually knows how to draft, if we have a head coach who actually knows how to coach, then this whole team can turn around in a couple of years. We could be a contender. But because we've seen it in other teams. And we do have some players still who are good. You have a nucleus. Now, again, I still wouldn't keep Sauce Gardner. I'd trade him for a first and a third because we could use that in order to bring in what we really need. And we can always draft another cornerback. Remember, we're going to have to pay him an awful lot of money because he's not going to be willing to take anything less than Patrick Surtain's. And that's ridiculous because he's not as good as he is. He's not an all-around cornerback.
Only way we get a quarterback is Tankathon. That is it.
No. I said cornerback, not quarterback.
No, you're going to make the trade of the cornerback to try to get a quarterback.
But I wouldn't necessarily take the first in this coming draft. I take it in 2026. I take the third in this one.
Right, but it's not that easy to get that number one in 2026. We'd have to do a Cleveland package to get up that high. Unless we're the worst team in the league.
I think it's
But
important to
the
watch the
problem,
combine for quarterbacks, to be honest with you.
How about you get the quarterback right? It doesn't have to be a top 5 pick. Go back to the quarterback draft, okay? Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. These guys weren't top 5, okay?
no,
You can get the right guy picking top 10 if your front office actually has a goddamn clue. So hope for a good coach, hope for a good GM, and the pieces fill themselves. They do.
True, but
no,
there's only one or
I
two quarterbacks every year that really make it.
I agree, and they're not always top
No,
5. They're
I
first round
agree.
a lot.
I agree. I agree with that, but it's so hard to get that QB.
Would you guys agree that most quarterbacks, other than really the true one of ones, usually come into their NFL career around like year 3, 4, and 5, maybe even 6? Because that shit's got a level of survival rate too, right? You got a specific amount of one of ones that are going to succeed. The rest, the other 2/3 ish, they're that year 3, 4, like Sam Darnold, for example. This is the time when most quarterbacks actually find their footing. You know what I'm
The
saying?
problem is
Like,
the system. Yeah, the system doesn't allow for it with the reset of the
yes, sir.
cap and all the bullshit. That's what screwed this all up.
Exactly.
As opposed to yesteryear, where you could draft a Pennington and have him sit for 2 years. You could draft other guys and have them sit to learn. But I do like the formula of sitting a singular year. You could do that, and people forget that Mahomes actually did. Okay, there are guys that. Even Drake May, when the season started, they were going with Brissett until they completely crapped out. Let a guy watch and sit a little bit at least. You know, a year is not a lot to ask. Sitting 2 or 3 years, it's basically impossible now.
Hey Charles, where you been, brother? I was out here getting jumped when I was saying that earlier, man. They was beating me up on that.
I missed you, June. I would have had you back.
Arch Manning's the ultimate example of that. He's proven that
Well,
you can go to college and still do that also.
Charles,
Because when he
yeah,
comes out next year, he's going to kill it.
Charles and
He'll
June,
be ready.
I'm getting jumped now by wanting to keep certain people. So
You should be jumped.
wait,
You, you
Charles,
can't keep every
Charles, I
damn
have a
body. I told you
Charles and June. Should I use Johnson and Johnson Band-Aids to support the Jets?
Just stay away from the baby powder, Pete. Do that.
That's
Hey,
all you
Pete,
got to do, baby powder.
my question would be this, right? If I gave somebody the keys to the car and you were the new coach coming in and you were looking at this lineup that we got on offense, that's how you determine who comes and stays to some degree, right? Because, like, a new coach is going to see Devontae Adams, and I don't think they're going to think I can change them. I would if it were me and I'm the coach and I'm like, all right, I got him. Outside of the money side of it, I want this guy on my football team. There's some guys like y'all been talking about. There's guys you're going to want on the team, and I think it's clear that there's guys that they're not going to want on the team. And June's had a lot of factuals that support that. There's no doubt about it, right? Like, if you're the new coach, how would you look at this roster? That would be my question to the majority. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if you had the keys to the car?
Yeah, it's a lot to talk about. Go ahead,
I,
Charles.
I think whoever the coach is will determine, a long way, and the GM, to which direction they go in. Either way, it's a rebuild. Or do you try to make it a soft rebuild, or you make it a hard rebuild? And I think it'll depend on the people that come in. And Pete, it won't be if they clean house as far as the big contracts. The offense isn't a zero. Okay, the year before, our only receiver was really Garrett Wilson.
That's
Draft
what I'm
one,
saying.
maybe sign a free agent. You got two good running backs. Maybe you get a Warren out of Penn State in the second round and you actually have a tight end. Work on the offensive line. If it's a functional offense with the proper schematics from a coaching staff, it'll look better than all the high price crap you got this year.
We're
Yeah,
going to get an inkling if they move quickly and get the coach and the GM, or we're going to sit and wait till the other teams are looking for the same thing, and then we get the Idzik package again.
The only way you can jump now, though, is it's either Gruden or Vrabel. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait for your coach,
But these
not your
guys
GM
have
necessarily.
contacts that they can talk to people, and that we know that goes on.
To an extent, yes.
And get a feel. I'd be doing that
And
for
some
sure.
guys got to know.
Well, Charles, I don't know if you heard Costello was on last week, and he did say once Douglas got fired, he said his phone started blowing up with
agents asking about certain things, and I don't. Why would he divulge that?
No question. But as far as the getting the head start on the coaching, that's an overration in the sense that that even though that's not a word, that you can make contact with a coach, right? And he's interested in stuff. But when the season's over, that coach is going to take the interview tree. He's going to go to the other teams and listen to them as well. There's no way anyone is signed, sealed, delivered as a coach now that's in the league working for the reason I said. It's like a free agent. You're going to hear everybody out.
I would do if I'm Woody. I would just give the coach I would overbid everybody. Look at all the money I'm paying in dead money this year and next year. What's a couple more mil?
$10 million a year for a coach is cheap in the grand scheme
Right.
of things.
Correct.
Sometimes you got to do what Denver did and give
Well,
Peyton
and the money don't even come
big
out of
money.
their own pocket anyway. They're not losing nothing. You know what I mean? You're right. Like they're not losing nothing on that money at
But they
all.
got to I know player contracts they got to put into an escrow, right? Charles. I called you
Yeah,
Charles.
but coaches and GMs are totally different in how
Right.
money goes.
Exactly, and it's guaranteed. By the way,
Now,
June,
Yeah,
Jets
but
are
it's from a different pool.
Jets are wearing all black, folks.
yeah, I know. Look to that point, like you said, $10 million is cheap, and what I tell you, that's cheap. And the most money Woody ever spent was on Salah. That was $5 million. So that was super duper cheap. He's not spending no money on no coach. He's not gonna do that. I don't see him doing it.
I can
He's
see
never
him
done it.
doing it. Right now, the highest paid is Andy Reid at $20 million. So if you want Johnson, he's a rookie coach. Give him $15 million. I'd rather give him the $15 million to give the. They keep throwing it on the dead salary cap with all these
Oh
bums
no,
that we've drafted and overpaid.
oh no, I agree with you, but I'm looking at it from from the last 25 years showed me that he doesn't spend money on coach.
Right.
Now,
It's
June, do
like
you think
it's like
that's a
you have a
lack of his?
Maserati
You
and you
think he
get a guy
lacks
to drive it
confidence
who's
in
who's
picking his
had six
coaches?
DUIs.
Wait,
I'm
two
sorry, I ain't
people
hear
are
both
talking.
talking.
I'm sorry.
It's a fact that he doesn't spend money on his coaches.
You
June's
don't
not
spend
wrong,
money.
but the type of coaches they hired don't warrant a lot of money. When you're a
That's a fact.
first-time guy
That's
and
a fact.
you can get away with the 3-4. So I don't know if they hire the first-time guy because he's cheap, or it winds up being cheap because it's a first-time guy that's not overly hyped up. I think we'll get our answer this year.
Yes, we will. I can't wait to see it.
See, that tells me that tells me as a guy that's worth that kind of money that he don't have confidence in his decisions if he's not willing to put out more per se, right? Like Charles, you just said it
Mm,
best as well. Like
mm.
if you're not picking if you're picking the best guy, he deserves the best money, straight
Right.
up,
I
right?
agree, and the guy like Ben Johnson's going to get north of 8 million. Let's see if we're even in the conversation.
Because you know how I built my own company by I would just go interview with every other company. Like I would go on 2 to 3 interviews a week, even though I had a job, had a company, right? Because if you follow a principle for say like a month to 6 weeks, where you went on a different job interview at least once a week, you'd come out of that 6 weeks worth more money to yourself because you'd be like, yo, I just talked to this person about 150 grand a year. I just talked to this guy that wanted to give me 60 grand a year. Like Ben Johnson, like you said, right? Or any other guy, like they have to go on multiple interviews to hit pay dirt. Like that's
No,
how it works.
or the timing's right? For Ben
Correct.
Johnson, he's in a team that everyone sees is on the rise and they're flying high, and he's got all the pieces, so he gets the benefit of being part of that. Uh, that timing is everything in business. And one last thing on Woody, I hate the hobby owner. Okay, the hobby owner, money really isn't why he's there or owns the team. This is a hobby. You want that guy that, it matters at its core, that it's a reflection of you as a person. I'm a winner. I want to be a winner. And you eat, drink, and sleep it. He's a hobby fan, and that's wearing on me.
Yeah, because that's where Jerry Jones fakes everybody out, albeit he does love football. they see his love and passion for that shit. That's why they keep riding with him, even though he's not doing well.
Yep.
I agree, bro.
You can tell by him leaving again for the UK when this team is a mess. He don't care.
Is that documented that he's taking a job? Because the rumor
We
is that
don't
he's not going anywhere.
we don't know. Well, Charles, that's true.
Should we root for him to go or stay? I can't even decide that.
Hey guys, watch what you say. Brick Johnson may be in here.
How long's he on the team now?
Who, Woody?
25 years.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, since
How
year
much?
2000.
Oh, wow.
How did that work
He
out,
ain't
Charles,
going
with
nowhere.
Al Groh? He ran
No,
out of
he's not
here.
going nowhere. Because
Listen,
the
our
team.
history, Pete, we could roll it right out. It's like a book. It's a comedy show.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the only job his kid will ever be worthy of is running the Jets, just like the Cowboys, right? Like his son ain't like they almost like you said it a while back, June. He's doing that shit for his kid, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I
You
remember
gotta let
you
the teams
saying
go.
that.
I mean, he's never selling the team. Why would he? I mean, the team is what 3 or 4 times more money now than it was when he first bought it. You don't have to worry about nothing.
Way
That
more than
that's
that,
that.
June. Way more than that.
Yeah. Come on, that's what do you call it? It'll come to
That's
me.
a come up. That's what that is,
No,
dog. That's a come up.
it's generational. It's for the whole family. Like it's just great grandkids. They straight. I'm never selling that team. The team ain't going nowhere.
I mean, Yo's kid had the headphones on like he the offensive coordinator. I love that. I know it irritated y'all, but I'm thinking we should put him in there. I think we should
Look,
put him in.
next game he gonna have on a uniform, be on the side of the on the sidelines.
He'd be the most popular kid there. That's the coolest part about that. I think, yeah, that'd be pretty funny, my man. He gonna come out there. Look, 2 more years from now, he gonna be coming out there dressed like Bear Bryant.
Look, the last day I've been doing a little bit of research, but there's this dude Mike Greenberg, not we're not talking about Greeny from ESPN. He did a lot of understudy and intern work with Tenenbaum. Right, it might not be a bad hire, and he's a Jet fan. Might not
See,
be a bad
that's the
hire.
thing, bro. You got to track their circle of connections, right? Remember, I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned that about Zach Orr being
Mm-hmm.
left out on an island,
Mm-hmm.
basically. People got
Yeah.
upset about calling back Dean Pease to help coach Orr out, but guess what? He's in the circle with the Ravens. Like, the Jets got to create a better circle, too. That's their problem. They don't have that big, like Petey, he was right about the Allen guy. Me as a businessman, I'm calling my man back into my office. I'm going to right any wrongs if there are any, but I want people that are loyal to my franchise, not anybody else's. You guys are the most loyal to the Jets. If they could just get the rest of the Jets to be loyal, it'd be a pretty good damn team to root for.
Yep. Nelson, go ahead.
Guys, good morning. Happy Thanksgiving.
What's up, man?
What
Same
up
to
now?
you.
Listen, for me personally, from now to the draft, I know things changes regarding position players, particularly quarterbacks. But if there's a blue chip tackle there, you got to take the tackle. You got to control that.
Offensive or defensive?
No,
100%.
no offensive tackle.
Offensive tackle.
100%. 100%.
You got, especially like a guy like Ben Johnson. He comes. You say, you know how long it took the Lions to build that line? They have one of the best lines in the NFL.
Yeah.
In other words, you know what? In other words, on both sides, they need fatties. They need
Yes.
fatties on both sides.
Hey, Nell, that's my thing. My whole thing is not going for a quarterback this year, but take care of the trenches. Take care of the
Yeah,
trenches. That's all I care about. Take care of the trenches.
yeah. When
June,
that
we
trial
agree.
started,
That's what I was saying.
Oh shit!
See,
What?
we
when
got
they
a lot of agreement now.
yeah. So like when they got that, that year they drafted Brick and Mango, that was
Yes,
awesome,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir. I remember that.
They need that. So listen, guys, I want to ask you a trivia question. Maybe I could add this to a daily thing, just to make fun, have fun. Um, Name the coaches that took multiple teams to the Super Bowl.
Dick Vermeil. Um, uh, wait.
Andy Reid.
Wait. You know, 'cause I'm about to ask that question. Now, when you say took two different teams, are you meaning did he win the Super Bowl? Did he
No,
win
no,
with
no,
two
no,
different
no.
teams?
Just taken. Just
Okay,
taken.
okay. Andy Reid.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's one.
Um,
Can I answer one,
Dick
June?
Vermeil's the other.
yeah.
Bill,
John Gruden, right?
Bill
No.
Parcells.
Yes.
Gruden didn't do it twice.
No.
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 Shanahan.
He did it as a coordinator.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but not as a head coach.
Right.
Right.
There's not that many.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
How,
6,
Was
7.
it the
There's
old
seven.
Bears coach?
how many did we name already?
Are we talking modern era?
No, just in general.
Lombardi.
From the beginning of football? I couldn't
Yeah.
answer that. I couldn't answer.
All right, I'll name them, okay? I'll name them. Yeah, he's one. That's one.
Really?
Parcells, Dan Reeves,
Dick Vermeil.
Dick Vermeil,
Jimmy
Mike Holmgren.
Johnson.
No.
No.
Mike Holmgren,
Mike
That's
Holmgren.
Right.
John Fox.
Holmgren
John
did it.
Fox.
Holmgren did it.
He did do it.
Wow,
John
Holmgren did it in
Fox.
Green Bay. Where else?
Right.
Yeah, Holmgren did it with Seattle.
Yeah.
What about Walsh?
No.
No.
And then Andy Reid. Those are the coaches.
That's
a good one, man.
John Fox. Wow. Wow.
So it's Shula, Parcells, Dan Reeves,
Hmm.
Vermeil, Mike Holmgren, John Fox, and Andy Reid.
Nelson, good job here.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Well,
that.
that John Fox messed me up.
That was
I
unscripted
forgot about
too.
John Fox.
I forgot he did that. Yeah, I forget
Not a
about him.
Fox, but I should have.
That was Carolina and Denver.
And Denver.
Yes. Yep.
Parcells' second one was the Patriots.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Patriots. All right.
Yep. They didn't win with blood, so.
I'll see. I'll come up with some throughout the time that we're together.
Yeah. I like that.
By the way, if you guys
Wait a second.
obviously,
Bill Walsh won 3.
yeah, but
with the
same team.
San Fran.
Who did Bill Walsh?
Yeah, the
also
question
coach?
was the coach that coached multiple teams.
Yeah, he won 3. Oh, multiple teams were doing.
Multiple.
Okay.
No. But the thing was, who won Super Bowls with multiple teams, more than one team?
So Dungy didn't get it with Tampa Bay, right?
No.
He built it. He didn't get it.
No. He built Tampa Bay. John Gruden took over and took Tampa Bay to the Super Bowl.
Dungy should have got credit for Tampa.
Yep.
Guys, I wanted to tell you all, obviously you're listening, and if you're on YouTube listening, thank you. I want to thank, majority of you guys, actually everybody. You guys have helped, get through these tough times and everything. Jets Commute is in my opinion, it's a good thing, and sometimes, things go off the rails, but, in here for the most part, we try to keep it, civil and, I want to get along. Sometimes it is serious, but we do break each other's chops to a point. But when it gets personal, that's where we shut it down. I shut it down. So I just wanted to thank, you guys here, because not only the speakers, but the people who tune in every day are the people that strive this. So big ups to you guys.
Pete, real quick question for June. June, you there?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how many Super Bowls didn't the Bills have a coach that won multiple Super Bowls?
Marv Levy. But he didn't win any. But he didn't win any.
He didn't win any.
He didn't win any. He went to 4.
No, he went to 4. You know what? In my eyes, even though as much as I can't stand the Bills, and even though they didn't win, in my eyes,
That's not a dynasty.
I kind of see like it's not.
Nope.
Listen,
Nope.
as hard as it is to go to the Super Bowl, they went 4 straight times.
Yeah, this is true. I would take that.
That would have
Yes.
I'll
broke
give them
me.
back my
That would have
Super
broke
Bowl.
me losing 4 times though.
Well, but you know, office, they're still broke. They haven't been the same ever since.
That Bills
That's
team
a good
reminds
point.
me of the Lions with the offense that they had, and Kelly throwing the ball all over the place. They were good.
Yeah, that team was amazing, man. That team
Yo,
was amazing.
Thurman Thomas.
And a good team, and they
Amazing.
were an easy team to root for too. I was rooting for them.
Amazing. That was the last team that actually used the hurry up offense, and there was nothing you could do about it.
Yep.
June, I know it's the day before Thanksgiving. Fuck the Bills.
I love it. I fucking love it. Oh shit.
Guys, if you guys could check out in the jumbotron, I'm putting short videos out on YouTube. We're putting videos out. I, me, you, we. If you guys could check it out, on your YouTube, that'd be greatly appreciated.
I've seen
There's
a
a
couple.
poll up now.
They're really good
Good.
because they go like when you have your speakers, you usually do shorts which show just the content when they came in.
Yep.
So
Yeah, we're working on stuff. Rusty, I'll be doing more stuff, especially, now that I have this, at OTAs, next year. Maybe I'll do a couple live shorts or just, plays of what happened during whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, but thank you. I appreciate you checking that out.
yeah,
And we're
good. And for people who like, for me, I don't always come in early enough to hear certain things. It's kind of nice to be able to go back and listen to the things I missed.
Yep. Kenny, you came up. Good morning.
What's going on? Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
You too, man.
Good to hear some familiar voices.
Yeah,
Listen.
it's everybody's checked out, bro. It's holiday week. This is obviously the shortest work week usually, but enjoy everything, man.
Kenny, give me a
tomorrow,
coaching
Kenny.
coaching interest. Who do you want as head coach?
I don't want any coordinators.
Okay.
I don't want any coordinators. All right, because the team that they're coaching, Ben Johnson, wasn't picked by him. I want someone that's done it before. So it's going to either be Flores or Vrabel or Gruden. And Rex is a long shot. Rex isn't is not number one on my list. Vrabel is.
If Cleveland did something stupid and fired Stefanski, would he be number one?
No, want no part of him either.
Oh, I
Really?
would go second.
Like I says, I take Vrabel who won games without a top quarterback. I know he had Derrick Henry, but maybe he can turn Brees Hall into that cowbell that they're not using him enough. So I go Vrabel one. General manager, no clue right now. No clue. It's going to be someone that probably that we've never heard of, but he's been in football a while. People just want to throw stuff at the wall and see if it sticks, but they have to get it right this time. And the general manager that does come in, you have to hit on your mid-round picks. Because I discussed this with Petey. You look around the league, St. Brown was a 4th-round pick. Pakua was a 6th-round pick. You got this kid on Tampa Bay, was a mid-round pick, the Bucky Irving. You got to hit on those. We don't.
Yep.
Right now we got Corley who don't see the field basically, and he was supposed to be the Yak King, and he's done nothing for us. Even Jeremy Ruckett, I'll go back to him. What the hell has he done in his career with the Jets? Nothing. Nothing. Another mid-round pick. That's what you got to hit on. And like I said, I heard you guys talking before about the quarterback. You could find a quarterback late first round. Doesn't have to be top 5. Doesn't have to be. What happened with the Jets with Sam Darnold is they fell in love because he was on TV prime time every week. That's the problem. Instead of really going deep down and seeing what this guy was like, watch his last bowl game when he got lit up. But that's the problem. Go find a diamond in the rough. Go find that guy that looks good, in a small college like Josh Allen. I love Josh Allen coming out of Wyoming. And to be honest with you, if the Jets did not take Sam Darnold, if he wasn't there, do you know who they were taking? They weren't taking Lamar. They weren't taking Josh Allen. They were taking, and I know for a fact, they were taking Josh Rosen. So just think about that. That would have been a screw up too.
He's in his 40s now.
No, Josh Rosen. No, he's the same age as Donald. Josh Rosen. I'm not sure who you're thinking. Yeah, Josh Rosen. That's who they were taking. The kid I think he was out of UCLA.
You bust.
So.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Guys, what do you think about Jim Caldwell? Not even a thought.
Nah. Yeah. And I'll tell you another guy, a GM that doesn't. I don't hear his name come up. Maybe he's. I'm not sure if he's come out and said he doesn't want to do it. The general manager of the Giants years ago, Jerry Reese, put together 2 Super Bowl victory teams. So I'm not sure why his name isn't thrown into the ring, but we'll see where that goes. But
I did call this Daniel Jones to the Niners a few days ago, and it looks like that's possible.
Why, he signed?
It looks like
really?
it's possible.
That's what I was saying.
Looks like it's possible because Purdy's hurt.
Yeah.
It's him with Shanahan. I'm not saying he's going to be electric, but it'll be interesting to see what he is with Shanahan.
It'll be better than the backups they have now.
Did you see his record with Brock Purdy and without Brock Purdy? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Nelson, are you here?
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. I got to jump.
Happy Thanksgiving,
Office.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, Jim
Thanksgiving, brother.
Jim Caldwell. No, I think Jim. He may be on a staff. By the way, I didn't realize this. I think somebody said the other day, not on Spaces, but I thought I heard it. Mike Pettin's still like a defensive consultant. I believe it's for the Vikings or somebody. I don't know who it is, but Mike Pettin's still in the league, which is crazy.
Yeah. That was Rex's.
Rex's DC, and
Yep.
did he coach Buffalo? Did he have DC or Buffalo? He was the DC of Buffalo.
No,
was
he? Didn't he coach the Browns too?
He was in Cleveland.
That's right.
He was in Cleveland, right? Look, what about Josh McCown, the quarterback coach for Minnesota?
I could see him as an OC, and McCown was liked here a lot, by the way.
Well, yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
And he was.
But nobody brings his name up.
He was a great mentor to rookie.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Because look, let's be realistic. The coach, and you got to have an offensive mind. We need an offensive minded head coach. That's number one. Number two, chances are, that this head coach is going to bring in and draft their own quarterback. Number three, I'd rather the head coach be offensive minded, because if we do got an offensive coordinator who's popping and everything is working, chances are he gonna get promoted. Someone else is gonna take him off the staff. Now you stuck at square one all over again. Just get an offensive minded head coach and rock like that.
Oh, that's what I really believe. Everybody keeps talking about all these defensive coaches coming.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want that again. Because
me either.
That's my whole thing. Is if you've got an offensive head coach, a really good one, then it doesn't matter who your OC is, because if he leaves, you can do that. And let's face it,
exactly.
Coordinators is not that hard. It's much harder to find a good offensive coordinator.
Yep, you're absolutely right, Rusty.
Listen, if McCown comes, you think he'll bring Sam with him?
We don't know.
He could.
I doubt it, though.
There's your bridge quarterback.
I don't know if but then they're going to have to pay some. You're going to have Tyrod Taylor.
But honestly speaking, I don't think Sam would want to come back here.
Yes, he would. Yes, he would.
You think so?
Yeah,
you think so?
Sam's again, man. These positions and the football. There's so many more teams of backup quarterbacks that are now vying for jobs. Sam just needs a job, man. Now Daniel Jones is in this mix. Like every year, there's 2-3 more failed starters that just become like hopeful journeys.
But the year that Sam having, he can go anywhere he wants.
Yeah, but it's precipitously dropping, right? Sam, how he started is not how he's looking right now. he's reverting back to the Sam Darnold again.
Well, the tricky thing is when it comes to quarterback, people overreach any damn way. So
I know, but he doesn't come with Jefferson. So once you take Sam away from Jefferson, it's a different person.
We're gonna see.
Baker was different, man. Baker, that thing, like what Baker's doing, is not the norm. That it's just reverted back to something like he's made himself into a top echelon quarterback in football.
But see, I don't think that was ever a question. You know, was he better than half the league?
I think it was a question. He was sitting there out there for everybody to take, and no one was touching him. Like he was there.
You know what? I think it was more his attitude at the time. You know how he was.
He was resentful when they cut him,
right,
and that's why a lot of teams were a little leery about it. But
that's fair.
I don't blame him for what they did to him. I mean, he was good, and the bad season he had was when he hurt his shoulder, and I mean that's completely understandable. And then the way it was handled when they went after Watson, man, that
yeah,
I didn't.
yeah, it was a smack in the face, completely disrespected.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why Karma is doing Cleveland Browns like that right now.
So for me, it's like, yeah, I wanted Baker actually when when we drafted Darnold.
Hey, Rusty, you're gonna laugh, but remember the talk before the draft came was Cleveland was taking Sam Darnold first. Remember Sam Darnold?
Right.
He worked out for Cleveland in the rain and the owner. So I got to know Baker, and I was like, I did my research on Baker. I'm like, wow, like you know what? This guy is a leader. Saying that he seemed like a good leader. And then on that draft day, I was at the stadium. I was at MetLife for that draft thing, and I remember when Cleveland said that they was taking Baker, and I was just like, wow, like, oh.
Yeah, I was really pissed. I was so disappointed because I really was hoping that the Jets would pick him. I thought I liked his attitude. I liked his leadership skills.
Me too.
And he was deadly accurate. I mean,
yes,
for a college quarterback, he was really accurate. So I thought he could do well in the NFL, but well, didn't happen.
I like that dog in him. He got dog in him.
Yeah, he never gives up.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna shut down June.
But you know what? At the same time,
good.
As we said earlier, it's all about situation. I mean, how good would Baker Mayfield have been had the Jets drafted him?
He probably would have been worse.
Well,
I always say how good would Patrick Mahomes have been if the Jets drafted him?
God. It's almost like the kiss of death for a young.
Yeah, I swear it is.
And hopefully we change that.
I remember 4 years ago when all the media kept saying, "Oh, if I'm Trevor Lawrence, I'm not going to the Jets. I'm just gonna say no, I'm not going to the Jets."
No, actually, that was Greenberg who was telling him he should go back to school rather than get drafted.
Yeah,
that's Greenberg.
Rusty, thanks for coming on today. Appreciate you. June, can you hear me? Nope.
I hear you, Petey.
Can ask June if he could hear me?
I don't hear him.
Tell him I'll
Petey, I'm gonna drop.
June, do you hear Petey?
No, I'm gonna drop.
We don't hear you.
He didn't hear you, Petey. He's dropping and coming back, he said.
Guys, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time with your families.
Thank you. I hope that all of you have a good and happy holiday.
Yeah, June, you hear me? June,
Yo.
you here? Yeah, thank you, June, for everything.
Pete.
Yeah, you hear me?
Petey, are you on Friday?
You can hear me?
Pete.
Kenny, you hear me?
I got you now. No,
I hear you. I hear you, Petey.
Yeah, guys, happy Thanksgiving, and I'm shutting down. Have a great day.
Petey, you on Friday?
I should be on Friday. Well, we
Okay.
should be on Friday, but you know, need a little bit
Enjoy
of a
the
break.
games too.
Yep. Have a great day. Happy Thanksgiving. Go Jets, and we'll see you around, guys. Ciao.
Be good, Petey.
You too.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you, Jim.
And F the Bills.